Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the backstory. If you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now ladies and gentlemen, former President Uhuru Kenyatta has made headlines with a statement that he has made while he was attending a burial service somewhere in Kiambu. The burial service was for, I think it's a friend or a relative, because in attendance was his daughter Ngina. And what the statement that is made has resonated well with Kenyans and more so with the millennials and the Gen Zs. I want you to listen in.
Shida ya watu siku hizi, everybody ana sijui mumeogopeshwa, sijui even you gena naona rudi uingie hii majenzi, nyinyi ndio the story of the future. Fight for your rights bwana. Sio kukakaa hapo wakaa hapo mambo mali yenu ichukuliwe na nini, mumeitolea jasho. Msikubali, pambaneni, muhakikishe mumepata haki yenu. Mnasikia nyinyi? Sio kukaa hapo tu. Kuna kitu inadumu. But everything is worth a fight for. If you don't fight for it, ikienda mtu asilie. Msimame mupiganie haki yenu. Na mko na hawa watoto wamebaki ambao wako tayari kupigania haki yao. Waungane pamoja nanyi. Can't just stand there and let people take your hard-earned sweat. Dunia iendi namna hiyo. Muwe watu ambao hawataogopa, wataishi kama my friend. Ameenda detention, si alitoka na akaendelea na maisha. Hata nyinyi teteeni haki ze. Sio kukaa tu mnaogopa. Kuogopa sasa ni sisi tutulie sisi. Ninyi ndio mko na nguvu ya kupambana na hiyo watu. But we are behind you. Muendelee namna hiyo.
Now ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to what former President Uhuru Kenyatta has talked about, it's like a awakening call to the Gen Zs to rise up again and take up positions. So look at it in two contexts. One is that after the demonstrations that happened, that were led by the Gen Zs, it's like there has been a lull. It's like the Gen Zs went back and slept. And there has been that fear among Kenyans that maybe there is a fear that has been spread or has been spreading to the Gen Zs in such a way that they went back and slept. But President Uhuru Kenyatta, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, has come up with a wake-up call to the Gen Zs that they need to rise up and demand for their rights. And demanding for their rights, I think you look at it in two contexts. One is that Gen Zs, in terms of population right now, if they were to register, according to an article which was done by The Star, they were talking about 5.7 million unregistered Gen Zs, that if they register right now and decide to vote in 2027, then whoever will command that following will be the next president of Kenya. But leave alone the presidency. You know, people are looking at the presidency itself. But the power of the votes of Gen Zs, if you look at it, they can decide who will be their MCAs, who will be their senators, governors, women representatives and all that. But Gen Zs and millennials have stepped back and they don't want to take up those leadership positions. And that is why former President Uhuru Kenyatta was kind of urging his daughter Ngina to also rise up and take up these positions. Because it's like there is that fear by the Gen Zs and the millennials, thinking that leadership can only be taken up by agements of their dads and their grandparents. So it is upon the Gen Zs, just as he has said, to one, rise up, not only to demand for their rights and to go for those positions. Because if we are to change the leadership of Kenya, we should not just focus on the presidency. We need to focus on the leadership from the grassroots all the way to the presidency, because it's going to be like a shift in the mentality, a shift in the way things are done, so that in the years to come, people would be able to take the Gen Zs or the youths that are coming up seriously. You know, youths, the Gen Zs and the millennials have been told all over and again that they're the leaders of tomorrow. When is that tomorrow? The tomorrow is now. That is, I think, why the former president was telling them to rise up and demand, take up these positions, demand for accountability in leadership, but still rise up to the occasion and take up this position. Another issue is that, you know, after the Gen Z's demonstration, one thing that happened is that the political class kind of felt threatened. And what did they do? They've come up with a scheme to take Kenyans back to where we are, the default setting, which is the division along tribal lines. Look at what is happening online right now. That unity that was depicted during the Gen Z's demonstration is no longer there. Kenyans is like have gone back to their tribal cocoons, whereby people are being told, oh, if you support this guy from this tribe, oh, you'll not benefit. But at the end of it, if you look at it, who benefits? It's the political class. So we should not, the Gen Zs, just as the former president has said, should not allow to be taken back to where they were, where their parents were, which is the tribal division. Change can only come when they are united, and the unity, whatever unity call should be, what should lead that unity call is change, and that change should come from within. And if the political class think that they are going to take the Gen Zs back to where they were, which is the default setting, which is the tribal division, I think they need to like work on different modalities, try to embrace ways in which they can absorb these youths into the leadership positions. And going into 2027, one thing that I want to comment on is the fact that 2027 will be a different election altogether. Because with the adoption of the technology, with the adoption of social media in monitoring, you know, it's going to be a very big challenge to the government as well, if someone is thinking of maybe rigging or something. Because the kind of monitoring that will be done by the Gen Zs, that will be done by the millennials using their phones and technology and all that, this will be a game changer. So just as the former president has stated, it's that people need to rise up, millennials need to rise up, Gen Zs need to rise up and take up these positions, demand for accountability, demand for their rights, demand for accountability. And the most important thing is to rise up to the occasion and take up these leadership positions. Yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us today. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye-bye.